Thank you for joining me for part 2 of the series, Sage PFW 2010, First Peek at the New Release. My name is Siobhan Finders, and I am the Product Manager for Sage PFW. This video series will focus on the new features and functionality available in Sage PFW 2010. Sage PFW 2010 provides support for pervasive database security implementation by the addition of a PFW admin password within Sage PFW. This allows you or your IT person the ability to further protect your database without impacting the usability of the Sage PFW product. You'll turn on pervasive security within the Pervasive Control Center. For detailed instructions, access the Sage knowledge base and search on Pervasive Security or enter the resolution ID 405377. Once Pervasive Security is turned on, in Sage PFW, select Admin from the menu bar, User Setup. Choose to modify an existing user, and select the PFW admin user. On this screen, note that there is a new field where you will enter the password used for the PFW admin user that was set up when Pervasive Security was turned on. Click Next and Finish to save the record. Then exit and you are done. Sage PFW will now pass the username and password to Pervasive when required. Are your inventory profiles getting too large? The Purge Transaction History utility was added to Sage PFW 2010 to help you reduce the size of your inventory transaction file while maintaining the integrity of your data. The utility will also remove the associated transactions in the transaction cost file. As a side note, modifications were made to the Purge Transaction History utility in the Inventory module to bring it in line with the Inventory Pro utility. The Purge utility can be found in Inventory Pro, under Utilities, Purge Transaction History. Once the task is launched, you have several filter options to choose from. You have Item Key, Location Key, Transaction Type, where you can choose from a list, and you can choose the period that you would like to run this transaction through, and this looks at the period end date. You also have 3 options when generating the report. You can generate it in trial mode, where it gives you the opportunity to view the results of the purge. You can use it in final mode, where it archives the purge data, or you can run it in final mode without archiving the purge data, in which case all of the transactions will be removed from your system. The Transaction History Purge utility removes older transactions from the files, following generally accepted accounting practices. Note that the utility will not delete any transactions in the last rolling 12 months. It will not remove any transactions attached to an open cost layer, and if selected, it will archive the deleted transactions. Reducing the size of your inventory transaction files can improve performance in period-end processing, report generation, and data conversion after installing updates while protecting the integrity of your data. A pervasive rebuild is required once the utility has finished running. Inventory sitting in your warehouse can be a drain on your resources and tie up your working capital. The new Inventory Aging Report can help you protect your resources as it displays a snapshot of how long each inventory item has been sitting in the warehouse. It can help you to make better business decisions when ordering and stocking inventory. The report is available in both the Inventory and Inventory Pro modules and can be accessed under the Reports menu. The report setup screens are identical, so for demonstration purposes, we will review the report in the Inventory Pro module. So we'll go to Inventory Pro, we'll open the Reports menu, and find the Aged Inventory Report. When the screen comes up, you'll note that we have 3 different order by options. On the first tab, we have 3 filter options: Item Key, location key, and item class key. On the second tab, we have 5 different options for grouping, where you can include items based on the 3 keys listed, or one of the 2 general ledger account numbers. On the third tab, we may filter on item status, or item type, or even by an item subtype range. Tab 4 contains the setup information for the aging brackets, where you can set the limit for each bracket. Using this setup, I will have 4 different brackets on my report: 0 to 90 days, 91 to 180 days, 181 days to 270 days, and the 4th bracket will contain everything over 270 days. On the Format tab, we have the option to run the report in detail or in summary, and for demonstration purposes we will run this in detail. We will also run the report for all items in inventory. The report will use your computer date to calculate how the inventory is allocated to the different aging brackets. Please note that when you are running this report for all items in your inventory, it can take a long time depending on how many items you have. The last item in the Security and Protection section is the batch close warning system implemented to protect your time and resources by reducing or eliminating the number of batches finished, requisitioned, or closed in error. First, let me show you the new options available under Production, System Setup, Application Setup, under the Edit Report tab. Note that there's a new option to require the edit report before requisition or finish, and that you have the option for none, in which case no warning message will display if the batch does not meet the requirements set in the edit report. You have the option for warning, in which case a warning message will display telling the user that there's an error on the batch edit report, but will allow the user to continue. And finally, require, where a warning message will display and the user will have to correct the issues and rerun the edit report until no errors display on the report. As you may know, batches may be finished or requisitioned in a number of different areas. In the Batch Entry option, on the Finished Goods tab, you have the option to set the line item to requisition or finished, and again on the Formulas tab, you have the same opportunity to set the status of the line item to requisitioned or finished. If you select to requisition or finish in these areas, the process will follow the parameters set in the edit report in Application Setup. If you choose to requisition or close the batch from the menu options, they will also follow the parameters set in the edit report. We encourage you to utilize these new options to help prevent your batches from being finished, requisitioned, or closed by mistake, which generates additional work and opportunity for errors. Thank you for viewing Part 2 of the series, Sage PFW 2010, First Peek at the New Release. Watch for Part 3 to be posted soon.